unbelievable. It's catastrophic conditions here. It's a disaster.
This entire area is completely devastated. I've never seen anything like this.
It will be a long time before this neighborhood returns to normal.
If you've chosen to make this part of the country home, get used to hurricane season. It begins every summer in the month of June and stretches through November. And as you've just seen, if a hurricane comes ashore in your community, it will dramatically impact your life. Surprisingly, very few of us have taken the steps to actually prepare for this possibility, when at worst, our homes could be destroyed or left uninhabitable. At best, it could take weeks before we're even able to survey the damage. As the nation's foremost disaster preparedness and relief agency, the American Red Cross, in partnership with JEA, has useful information that will help. This ultimate to-do list will keep you on track with the path of a hurricane, before, during, and after the storm. 3 key words to put at the top of your list are planning, preparing, and practicing. Well before the start of hurricane season, devise a disaster plan. This is not only a communications issue, it also involves all the steps you need to take to prepare for a severe weather emergency that may require evacuation. Determine where you and your family will go if you're required to leave your home, especially if you live along the coast, in a mobile home park, or in a high-rise apartment building. If you think you will stay in your house, identify an interior first-floor room like a bathroom or closet with no windows in case of severe wind. Find out what shelters will be available in your area and learn their locations. While many shelters and hotels are unable to accept pets, there are some shelters that are pet-friendly. You must pre-register at a designated shelter to make sure there's space available. Visit coj.net to find a list of designated shelters and information on pre-registering your pets. Learn your evacuation routes and local roadway procedures if you'll be traveling out of the state or city to someone else's home. Make allowances for traffic and decide how long it will take you to get to your final destination. Plan for relatives or neighbors who are older or have special needs. Their situations are unique and may require separate transportation and shelter options. Check with your children's schools and your workplace about their disaster plans. Request a copy and review the plan to determine your responsibilities and those of your employer in times of disaster. As many as 40% of small businesses are forced to close and never reopen after a major disaster because they had no plan or backup systems. The Red Cross and Emergency Management can help your business create a plan to prevent this from happening to you. Review your insurance coverage. Make sure your policy covers wind damage. A homeowner's policy does not typically include flooding. If you live in a low-lying area, consider flood insurance. Take a careful inventory of your household items with photographs, which will help you file insurance claims. Videotape also works, but insurance companies prefer photos. Assemble a disaster supply kit including water, food, clothing and bedding, tools and supplies, first aid, and miscellaneous items. Enough items for everyone in your family to last a minimum of 3 to 5 days. Plan on a gallon of water per person per day. Buy the items you need now, especially prescription medications. There will be no time to stand in long lines at local pharmacies, supermarkets, or hardware stores. Get your complete checklist from the American Red Cross. You can visit us online at redcross.org. Now take a look at how to prepare your property. Measure your windows and purchase pre-cut plywood that you can drill to fit your windows. Pay attention to ways you can reinforce your exterior doors, roof, and garage. Put your plan in writing. Include important phone numbers, an out-of-town friend or family member, cellular, schools, insurance companies, and emergency phone numbers and contacts. Store your plan in your disaster supply kit. Keep your household inventory here along with important papers such as birth certificates, health records, legal papers, and insurance policies. Throw in some travel maps just in case. And make sure to check your kit at least twice a year, once just before hurricane season. If you have a family with small children, make sure you talk to them about the disaster plan and explain the reasons behind it. Assign each child a task to do in an emergency, like packing a special toy, so that he or she will feel important. And most of all, reassure your children that they will not be left alone, that the family will stay together. Next on our ultimate to-do list are the actions to take as it appears more likely the hurricane may impact the community. When a watch is issued, go ahead and check your pre-assembled disaster supplies kit. In addition to food and water, you should always have flashlights, a portable radio, and extra cell phone chargers. It is important to be able to monitor local media for information about the storm's progress. If you're under a hurricane watch, a hurricane or hurricane conditions may threaten your specific area within 36 hours. You may want to collect important valuables or personal effects at this stage. Fuel up your vehicle. Secure yard furniture, trash cans, and other outdoor items inside if possible. They can become dangerous missiles during a storm. Prepare to cover your windows and reinforce your exterior and garage doors. Inspect and secure your mobile home tie-downs and get some cash. You may also want to double-check your family supply of any prescription medicine. If a hurricane warning is issued, expect winds of at least 74 miles an hour or dangerously high water and rough seas within 24 hours. Prepare as you would with a watch and take immediate action. Close and cover all windows and glass with pre-cut plywood. Masking tape and duct tape do not prevent windows from breaking. Do not use them. Stay away from windows as the storm approaches, even though they are covered. Turn your refrigerator and freezer to their coldest settings and open them only when necessary. Store water in clean bathtubs, jugs, and bottles. Unplug other major appliances in case of power loss to reduce damage when power is restored. When it is time, go to the designated safe place in your home with your disaster supplies kit. But remember, if local officials advise you to evacuate, you should. When you are preparing to evacuate, close all interior doors and secure and brace external and garage doors. Leave early to avoid crowded roadways. If evacuating, turn off water at the main valve and electricity at the main switch or fuse. For natural gas, contact your local gas company. Follow your plan in terms of your final destination and take your disaster supply kit. Remember to pre-register your pets at a designated shelter and prepare a disaster supply kit for them. Stock their kit with food and water as well as any necessary paperwork and medications. Windows should not be left open to equalize or stabilize pressure on your home. If hurricane winds enter any opening, internal pressure on walls and roof supports will increase. Damage is more likely to occur. Remember too, if you have a TV antenna or small satellite dish outside, remove it and store it. If you've got a pool, shut off the electricity and protect any exposed pumps. If you've got a boat, fill it with water to keep it secure. The ultimate to-do list isn't complete without recovery tips for life after the storm. JEA is especially concerned with your protection in regard to electric, water, and sewer issues. Use JEA guidelines to be as safe as possible when living in or entering your home after a weather disaster. Get these tips online at JEA.com. First thing, inspect your home for damage. Take pictures of all damage before beginning any major repairs. If you have a generator and wish to use it, make sure it is outside. The exhaust contains lethal carbon monoxide. The safest way to use a generator is to connect appliances directly to it. Do not connect your generator directly into your breaker. This will cause electricity to flow out of the house into JEA's electric grid, which could injure or even kill an unsuspecting utility employee who is working to restore power to your home. Remember, all electrical connections must be made by a licensed electrician to meet codes. JEA and the American Red Cross recommend the use of flashlights and other battery-powered light sources. Lit candles are a fire hazard. Do not attempt to move or touch any fallen power lines or anything or anybody in contact with one. Avoid transformer boxes. Standing water may be electrically charged from underground or down power lines. Extensive flooding could contain raw sewage. When power resumes, turn on necessary items first, one at a time, to avoid overloading the system. Keep electric appliances away from water. Never operate when wet. If you want to start clearing your property, use safety equipment and extreme caution with power saws. Leave removal of large, uprooted trees or trees that have fallen on your home to the professionals. JEA urges you to conserve water following a disaster. Avoid flushing the toilet unnecessarily. Only use the dishwasher when you have a full load. And if possible, wash dishes by hand. You may need to boil or disinfect water before using it for drinking and hygiene. If you evacuated, only return to your home when officials tell you it is safe to do so. Don't travel flooded roads or weakened bridges. Throughout recovery, continue to monitor local media with updated information about the storm and the state of your local utilities. In the event of a hurricane or major emergency in your area, your local American Red Cross has programs and services available to help you before, during, and after the time of crisis. We place special significance on hurricanes due to our vulnerable coastal location. We urge you to follow Red Cross and JEA recommendations, especially during weather-related disasters. As anyone who's lived through a hurricane can attest, you're only as safe as much as you've planned, prepared, and practiced to be. Don't let hurricane season leave you helpless in its wake. Thank you.